So, Jon Anderson, you're going to be doing a Australia and New Zealand tour very soon in March. This is
Yeah.
your first time as solo.
Yes, first time. Just very excited. I love doing my show. It's a one-man show, just me and some acoustic guitars and piano, and talk about my life. Sing about 20 songs. It's about 2 hours long, the show sometimes. Depends on the audience, of course.
And with this, you're promoting Still Open, the project, the album, and this concept.
Yeah. Everything that I do, really. I'm just busy doing a lot of different kinds of music, so.
Now, currently, how many projects are you involved in, like right now?
Probably 6. At the moment, I'm working with a project in Los Angeles, a producer. Also working with a producer in London, and another couple of guys I'm working with projects. And, it's because of the internet, you're able to work with music on such a different level.
And in that sense, the internet has evolved you, in a sense, in another era.
Of course, yeah. It's a great way of creating because you're constantly, every day as a new piece of music comes to you, so you start singing different things. And generally, it's a very good way of creating music these days.
Something I find interesting when you go on your website, jonanderson.com, your biography is so well detailed. How long did it take you to establish this, let's say, to write it all up?
Well, I didn't write it. It was a friend of mine in New York who put it together. He just did it over a few months. This is about 8 years ago he did this, so maybe 8 years ago. So, he upgrades it now and again. So, in some ways, everything is good. And it's interesting when, I don't look at it all the time. Now and again I look at it and remind myself, starting Yes and working with Vangelis, the things that I've done over the years, it's quite a big picture.
Throughout your whole career, have you, looked at how many albums you think you've managed to sell throughout your whole discography of music, from the beginning to now?
Well, I've been involved in selling probably, I think maybe 30 million records over a period of time. And that's a lot of people because, when I think about people buy a record, they play it to other people. So a lot more people will hear it. And there's still young people buying the old Yes classics and the John Vangelis classics. And people buy my work as well. So I'm very, very happy.
When's the last time you went to play in Australia and New Zealand?
I think it was 2002. And before that was 1972. So it's been a long time since I've been in Australia, and I'm excited because it's fun to play America and Europe, but sometimes it's great to go back to a place, and I always have a nice time in Australia.
And in your eyes, what do you think of the touring world, nowadays compared to the days that, you're selling 30 million albums? Has anything changed?
Well, of course, the size of the audience is small. It's more intimate. I'm just there by myself. I'm not there with 4 other guys and 10 road crew and 20 tons of equipment. It's just me and a guitar. So it's totally different. Just me and my wife. We travel like we're on holiday. We do a show, have a day off, and then another day off to do a show. So it's not crazy busy. We like to be able to enjoy the cities we go to.
And when you look at the world of touring, for a young artist that would be starting today, would you say to them it's a great thing, or you got to work hard at your industry, the music business part of it?
I think you always have to work hard. You can't just be a pop star or a rock star. You got to work hard to create a life in creation. And when you start trying to be a rock star or something like a big star, that's the end of the game for me. I don't believe in that. I believe in creating and being responsible for your work, and always be on top of your game, you know?
And John, what would you say the future of music holds, in the whole music in general, like what we can do as humans and stuff like that? Is it going to evolve even further than what we've seen?
Oh, yeah, we're really at the beginning of an amazing musical period. We're sort of in the, the next 10, 20 years, music and visualization are just going to explode. I think we've been going around in sort of circles in the last 20 years. And, if you watch the Grammy Awards and you see the music isn't changing so much, it's good. It's pop music, it's country music, rock music. It's been the same for 20, 30 years. There's really no big change. But now we're in the 21st century, and there's a lot of young musicians are experimenting, and music is being created all over the world.
Now, John, let's say for starting your project, Open, where did this first idea come from to make this album?
Well, I've been playing chords for about a year. I've been playing these different chord sequences, very much like a famous composer in England called Vaughan Williams. And I just like the idea of creating a long-form piece of music. It's like a big exercise, plus it's like a musical journey. So I go on the musical journey. I created the whole piece with guitar. And then a friend of mine who lives just 10 miles away, he came by and I played it to him, and he's a very good orchestrator. So he did an orchestration of the music, and that inspired me to write the lyrics and get the songs together and add young musicians to drop in. They'd send me some piano work, and then, we tried some recordings in School of Rock. It's very famous in New York, New Jersey, and we had a couple of young guys play on it, and then I got some singers from the local school to sing on it, and my wife sings on it. So it's a very sort of like a very organic project to create, and then you have to mix it, and that's when it gets kind of exciting, because you have all the ingredients, and you have to listen to it and be able to mix it in one go. You don't mix it in bits, you mix it in one go. So you have to mix it maybe 20, 30 times, and then you feel it's right, and that's it.
But after mixing it 30 times, I'm sure you start getting tired of hearing the same song over and over again, would you say? Or how is that going in your head when you hear that?
No, I'm not listening to the sound. I'm listening to the drums or the bass or the cellos or the orchestration, and then, okay, my voice is there, busy, yeah, but I'm hearing things in a different way. And then when I've finished that, I'll sit back and listen to the whole thing and feel comfortable, and then I'll listen and say, oh, that section doesn't work, and so I go inside that section and I start listening to just the woodwind and the strings, and say, wait a minute, we need to bring the woodwind up and bring some brass in there or something like that, and then you start thinking about it, and you're hearing it over and over, but you're not listening to the voice or anything, you're just listening to the section. So it's like going inside an engine and figuring out all the working parts and making them just right.
And then what we have is something that sounds just right as well. And the mastering part of it was difficult to get it all, mastered perfectly.
Actually, that it was okay. It was already when you had it mixed, you say, well, that's what it sounds like, and the mastering is just straightforward, Of course, you listen to it sometimes and it sounds okay, and then sometimes you listen and say, oh, man, it's so beautiful. But then other times you listen to it. Depends on the day, how I feel,
Excellent stuff. Well, Jon Anderson, a pleasure talking to you, and best of luck at the tour for Australia and New Zealand.
Thank you.
And keep up the great work.
Thank you so much. Take care.
You as well. See you.
Bye-bye.